because people will ask me, "Oh, what was your favorite time on the show?" And I go, like seeing your story with Kimberly and with Maurice and how all that stuff came in together. It was just really, really tremendous, man. It was just
that's awesome. I love hearing that. I mean, Steve, you'll know this. Because I was so green and didn't really have the skill set and the tools to fall back on. I mean, it was literally, I had to make a decision that to get to the level I had to be that quick, I had to believe it. So I jumped into the leap of faith, imagination, and I was method acting like that. That was it. Because otherwise I couldn't do that. So I tapped into something in me that allowed me to play that.
Sure.
Or live that. It wasn't even playing it.
Well, you were living it. Well, here's what the benefit is, right? That we have, like, you guys, we weren't shooting back then. We weren't shooting everything out of order.
Right.
It was, you were living it. And not only that, we were working 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. It's you truly were living a storyline then.
Yeah.
Like, you were grinding it. You're emotional. All the ups and downs of what you guys were doing carried through every single day.
Right. So they made the decision early on, before the storyline even started, that the character was going to die. So they told me that after the 3 years, my character was going to die. So that was also the impetus where I was like, all right, I'm going to take this jewel that they've given me and I'm going to create whatever I can with this, because the opportunity I know is going to be my only one. It was going to be like, where I could be the center of that storyline, and I was going to go for it as big as it could be. But I didn't know how to do that yet. I just knew I needed to get there. So everything about it, I started working with John Homa, who was Kimberly's acting coach.
Yep.
And between Maurice's tutoring and then John Homa and just the fear of the subject matter. I mean, we did a documentary. I was meeting AIDS patients that were dying. I was going to the AIDS hospices. I mean, we really got entrenched in it. They had UCLA doctors that were the consultants for the show. I mean, everything was spot on. And because they handled it so delicately, I think they got a legacy storyline from it. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah. It was definitely groundbreaking, and GH always found a way to kind of tackle those subjects. Like you said, delicately and inform people of things. Because at that time there was a lot of fear for everybody, and they did a great job that it's lived on. It's lived on.
With those conversations you had with her, finding out where the story was going to end, how long was that? 1.5 years? Was that 6 months? Was that 2 years? What was that?
It was 1.5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So
that's the other thing. They took the time to tell the story, and you couldn't tell the story in any other medium or vehicle. I mean, nowadays you've got TV shows, and that's why all these great actors are doing TV, because you can tell a story in 9 seasons. That's really a better vehicle than a film that's 2.5 hours, 2 hours. So, I mean, we had that luxury of doing a soap opera where day in and day out, we could tell little bits of the story and do it in real time. I'm so happy that we told this on a soap opera and not in any other format.
They watched your, I mean, I don't want to say demise, but they watched that for 1.5 years.
Yes.
Every single day.
Yes.
And that's incredibly powerful.
So knowing that I had the luxury of knowing that the character was going to die, that's where I made the decision to grow the hair out.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me do 1.5 years worth of physical changes. So, I mean, I'm always a lean body type, so it was tough for me. But what I decided to do was started bulking up. So I went to the gym. I got bigger than I was. I ate a lot of everything. And then, so when I decided to lose weight, even if I took 10 pounds off of where I started, it would look like a big change. So
interesting.
I grew my hair out, and then I cut my hair short. And I mean, I looked like I was sick if you see the progression of it.
Totally.
So anyway, it worked.
Well, that's really admirable, because I can imagine someone that was as young as you were, that hadn't necessarily cut their teeth in the business yet, that thought, good things were always going to come to them or whatever. Like when someone says, "Oh, we're going to kill your character," some people wouldn't have looked at it as an opportunity. They would have looked at it as a sentence, like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm not good. They don't think I'm good enough to be here, so screw them." But that, so that's really admirable.
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, because a lot of people don't know Michael personally, this guy's always had a positive outlook on everything he's done. I mean, I've never seen the guy have a bad day, just ever. Just always a positive guy. So
thank you, bro. My father, that was his influence. He was like that. For whatever it's worth, people will tell me all the time, my dad, they don't remember exactly what he said, but they know how they felt about what he said.
Right.
And that's the feeling that lasts a lifetime, because he always made people feel good.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, we can choose to do that, because you can turn someone off in a second or on, and it's a choice.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.